Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We have Michael Flynn. According to the New York Times, Michael Flynn earlier today entered a guilty plea to lying for lying to the FBI. So the New York Times is reporting that Mr. Flynn was charged with making false statements to FBI agents about two different discussions that he had with Russian Ambassador Sergey Kislyak. Now, lying to the FBI, of course, is a very serious crime, and it carries a penalty of up to 5 years in prison. So, he could be in a little bit of trouble, or at least he could have been in a little bit of trouble had he not entered this plea deal. Now, Mueller is playing hardball, okay? He's not taking this lightly. So if you enter into a plea deal with Mueller, it means that you have something that he wants. And this is information, of course, on President Trump. Now, let me get to the article here. Now, in one of the conversations described in court documents, apparently Kislyak and Flynn discussed an upcoming UN Security Council vote on whether to condemn Israel's building of settlements. Now, personally, I'm against building settlements, so I would be in favor of condemning Israel on that. And that said, Israel has a right to exist, and I believe that. But at the same time, they should not be building illegal settlements on Palestinian land. Hey, guess what? The Palestinians also have a right to exist. I know, right? But of course, I'm going to get a lot of comments. Oh, what an anti-Semite. No, it's terrible. How dare you question the right-wing government of Israel? But I'm getting way off on a tangent here. The other one is, let me see. The other one is where Mr. Flynn asked Kislyak that Moscow refrain from escalating the situation in response to sanctions announced by the Obama administration against, what happened is that President Obama had put sanctions on Russia because they had meddled in the election, right? So Obama's like, yeah, no, we're going to put some sanctions on you. You can't do that. You know, at some point, it makes me think that maybe some countries should have put sanctions on us because, again, we've meddled in plenty of elections. We even overthrew the rightful democratically elected government of Iran. But anyway, okay. Nonetheless, yes, I do believe the Russians did meddle in our elections. How effective that was, I can't really say. But nonetheless, okay, this is a serious thing. This is a serious investigation. Because it's the possibility that the President of the United States said, hey, Russians, I want your help so I can beat Hillary Clinton, so I can become president, and in return, we're going to do something for you. So obviously that's super serious, right? Now, Mr. Mueller's investigators have learned through witnesses and documents that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, getting back to Israel for a second, asked the Trump transition team to lobby other countries to help Israel, according to two people briefed on the inquiry. Investigators have learned that Mr. Flynn and Mr. Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner, who plays into this as well, took the lead in those efforts. Mr. Mueller's team has emails that show Mr. Flynn saying that he would work to kill the vote. So that, again, that's the thing with Israel. And then, of course, there's the Russian ambassador. So on Russia, when he's talking with Kislyak, he's like, hey, man, look, don't stress it, okay? Like, don't let Putin go a little overboard. You know why? It's because we're going to fix it. We're going to make sure that you don't get those sanctions or you don't have them for very long because we got our guy taking over. So, and we like you. So that's my read of the whole situation, and I could be wrong. I don't know the details of that discussion, but there was a discussion, okay, where it seemed like he was saying, don't freak out about the sanctions. Don't worry, we're going to take care of that. So, now he clearly lied to investigators in the FBI, of course, because he just pled guilty to it. But isn't it weird how so many people in Trump's orbit happen to have done the same thing, happen to have lied to investigators? And not only that, but again, in conversations to certain Russian officials or people that are linked to the Russian government. It's almost as if there's some sort of conspiracy going on. Like, I don't know. to help a president get elected in return for the removal of economic sanctions. Now, one of the things, for example, in the Don Jr. Situation is that he met with that lawyer and she was like, why don't you get rid of the Magnitsky Act sanctions? You know, for the children. All we want to do is help children. He's like, fine, interested in that, because he's an idiot. And no, I'm interested in getting dirt on Hillary Clinton. Where's the dirt? Where's the dirt? Where's the dirt? Like I said, there's a contest on which one of the Trump kids is dumbest. Eric or Donald Jr. I'm not sure which. They both look like the children in the corn. But anyway, again, this comes down to money, right? Now, Trump, it's funny that I say that there's should be a contest to see who's the dumbest Trump kid. But Donald Trump himself, he's an idiot. He's not a criminal mastermind. He's a useful idiot who believes anything he sees on cable television. So, especially Fox News. Now, on Trump, the White House has said that Mr. Flynn has no information to provide prosecutors that would hurt Mr. Trump. That, I don't think that's true. According to ABC News and people closest to Flynn, the former advisor feels that President Trump has abandoned him and has agreed to answer questions about the president or anyone else. Now, even more damning is that Flynn is expected to testify that President Trump instructed him to contact Russian officials during the 2016 campaign. So that right there, gavel it. It's over. He's saying President Trump told me get in touch with the Russians. That's what he said. I'm coming clean. Okay, yes, there appears to be some collusion here. This is pretty big. So now, why did Flynn suddenly turn on Trump? Well, it wasn't really sudden, to be honest. And I've got a story on that to do later. But look, I think Flynn, for a while, was holding out for a presidential pardon. That pardon did not happen. So Flynn, worrying about what's going to happen to his son, who was also under investigation. In fact, this investigation was going on for quite a long time and had gotten quite expensive. They were starting to run out of money. They were starting to run out of options. And of course, Mueller had all the resources that he needed and all the information that he needs to try and get Flynn Jr. This is basically, I think, the reason that Flynn decided to come forward. I'm not getting a pardon, and my son is in jeopardy. I got to go and do the right thing. So now he's cooperating 100% with Robert Mueller, and this could be, like I said, the nail in the coffin for President Trump. Now, of course, the White House is like, no, Flynn, we didn't know Flynn. What are you talking about? He was a small-time guy. He was not really all that important. So he doesn't even have any information that could hurt President Trump. So go ahead. Not a problem. Come on. There's no way that this is not going to impact Trump. He's got to be scared. You have one of Trump's closest advisors, right? Not just a member of the campaign, but one of his closest advisors, somebody that Donald Trump personally looked up to and wanted in his administration, set to testify that he was ordered to reach out to Russia, that he was ordered to collude with Russia during the campaign. No. The more details that come out about this, the worse it's going to get for the president. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.